So, just like solving equations, except one rule. The one rule is, if you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, you have to reverse the inequality sign. So again, if you multiply, and we can even use symbols for multiply, or divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, you must reverse the inequality sign. This is not a rule that you're going to have to do for every single inequality, because not every single inequality do you need to multiply or divide by a negative number. So it's not something that you're going to do every time, okay? So that kind of makes it hard too, because you don't know when you're going to have to do it and when you don't. So this is our first inequality that we're going to solve. And again, this is just a two-step inequality. It's just like solving a two-step equation. No difference at all. What is my first step going to be? Adding 7. So that leaves me with negative 6a is less than or equal to 24. And now what? All right, divide by negative 6. So whenever you have this, something that I do on my paper, and this is kind of a reminder to myself, is, hey, you're dividing by a negative right now. Because you're dividing by a negative, you need to reverse the sign. So instead of less than or equal to, it's going to become greater than or equal to. Everything else is just the same as normal. Okay? So again, there was no difference in my two steps of solving this than an equation. The only difference was when I divided by this negative 6, I had to reverse my inequality sign. That's it, okay? That's the only difference. So everything everything else about this is the same. So let's do a harder inequality, all right? Yep. That wasn't hard. All right, so in this inequality, what do you think I should do first? Think about an equation. What do you do first in this, Owen? Take care of those the parentheses by distributing. So I'm distributing this 3. So 3 times W and 3 times 1. Everything else about this inequality stays the same for right now. Now what do I do? Very good. You're even using correct terminology. So your 3W, make sure that sign in front of it goes with it, minus 4W gives you negative 1W. Or you could just write negative W. You're so right. Plus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 5. Now we're down to 2 steps. What's my next step? Minus 3. So negative 1W is greater than or equal to negative 8. And last step, divide by ding, 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 ding. That's right. Shh. So W is less than or equal to. I'd like for you to try this next one on your own, please. Try this one on your own without saying anything to anyone. All right, so what I was talking about with being careful with what you were distributing, I have a feeling there might have been a couple people in here that only distributed a 2. But remember, we talked about the sign in front of the number has to go with it. So you really need to distribute a negative 2 here in order to make this problem much easier on yourself, okay? So negative 2 times 4m is negative 8m, and negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. The rest of our problem, we didn't change yet. Now I'm going to combine like terms. That's going to give me 15 is less than or equal to negative 9 minus 8m. Now I'm going to add 9. And that's going to give me 24 is less than or equal to negative 8m. And lastly, I'm going to divide by negative 8 and ding, 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 ding. Be thinking in your head. Negative 3 is less than or equal to m, but oops. Thanks. Now, I said that it's a good idea to rewrite this. Your alligator is currently eating your negative 3, so make that happen in your answer as well. So, you will have some on the assignment where you have a variable on both sides of the equation, and remember that when you have a variable on both sides of the equation, it's possible that you have one solution, it's possible you have no solution, and it's possible that you have all solutions. I have examples here that I can do, or you can just get your paper.